Hello students of grade 10. Welcome to another session of Principles of Business. My name is Ms. Nisha Bamfield and I look forward to teaching you something new today. In our lesson, we will be looking at marketing with specific emphasis on selling. Our lesson objectives are to define the term selling, identify the main characteristics of selling, explain the functions of selling, describe the types of selling, and list the process and prerequisites of selling. Let us dive right in. What is selling? Selling comprises all those personal and interpersonal activities involved in finding, securing, and developing a demand for a given product or service. In the words of William J. Staton, selling is informing and persuading a market about a product or service. It is a function of promotion. To further have a deeper understanding of selling, there are two more definitions that I would like to share with you. In the words of Still, Cundiff, and Govani, selling in its broad sense is not only the marketing of sales, that is, effecting ownership transfers, but also is identifying prospective customers, stimulating demands, and providing information and services to buyers. Theodore Levitt writes, selling is as basic to our society as metabolism is to life. It is a fact that sales function is similar to lifeblood in an economy. It is through selling that employment opportunity, income and savings, and investment are generated. It is through selling that all business activities are based. The focus, however, is selling is studied as the cumulative experience of salespersons and advertising professionals. It distills knowledge from practice and psychology learned through experiences, and it teaches how all this can be put into practice. Remember that people like to buy but don't like to be sold to. The emphasis is on how to rather than why. Empirical evidence is considered more valuable than a systematic body of knowledge, but such knowledge can never be foolproof. Objectives of selling. The objectives of selling are to sell goods to customers, to service existing accounts, that is, maintain contracts with existing customers, to search for new customers, to secure customers' cooperation in stocking and promoting the product line, to keep customers informed about the changes in the existing product line and firm's marketing strategy, and to provide technical advice and assistance to customers regarding use of complicated and technical products. Selling top 9 characteristics. 1. Core of marketing. It is the central point of marketing. The main object of marketing is the creation of customers and satisfying the wants of people, which would be possible through selling only. 2. Means of promotion. In the words of Staton, salesmanship is one of the forms of sales promotion. Personal selling, sales promotion, advertising, and publicity are specific parts of salesmanship. In the works of Kirkpatrick, promotion is a persuasive communication. 3. Basis of exchange. Selling is the source for establishing relations between a seller and a buyer, and it is the exchange of goods for a value. 4. Centers around salesmanship. There are many selling techniques. Salesmanship is one of them. The salesmanship is the process under which the desires and wants of customers are identified, created, and efforts are made to satisfy the wants for mutual interests. 5. Creative function. Selling generates new needs and desires, new demands, newer products, and markets. It is the selling which enables to explore new markets. Social character. Selling is a form of social behavior and action. It is a combination of various practices, activities, and motives. In the words of Edmund Spencer, selling is the means of social cultivation and growth. 7. Ingredient of marketing program. The scope of marketing is too wide, which includes pricing, development of product, distribution channels, and promotional activities. Sales promotion is the basis for formulating marketing policies and programs. 8. Perpetual function. Selling is a continuous and regular function of a business. It is the basis of all other functions of business. The success of selling is therefore the basis for all other functions of an enterprise. And number 9, productive function. It is through selling the source of income and profits are made available. It is a wealth-producing activity. The operational and other expenses of an enterprise are met from income generated by selling. 7 steps are involved in the process of selling. These are prospecting, pre-approach, approach, presentation and demonstration, handling objections, closing the sale, and follow-up action or feedback. Let us now turn our attention over to the 5 main functions of selling. Number 1, product planning and development. No marketing effort can be successful if the product itself is unsatisfactory. Carl H. Tejane defines product planning as the act of marketing out and supervising the research, screening, development, and commercialization of new products, the modification of existing lines, and the discontinuance of marginal and unprofitable items. Product development means supplying or making available to the consumer only such goods as are needed and demanded by them. Product development refers to activities of product research, engineering, and design. The products developed and offered by a business enterprise may be industrial products, consumer products, or agricultural products. Number 2, creation of demand. Once the right product has been produced, it will result in profit only if it is demanded. Thus, an important aspect of selling is the creation of demand. The seller must inform the buyer about the availability of his products. He usually does this by resorting to activities like advertising and sales promotion. All activities undertaken by a seller to keep customers informed and updated about all products through the different means available can be called demand creation. Number 3, establishing contact with the buyers. Buyers are many and scattered over a vast area. After creating a demand for the product, it is essential to establish contact with the buyers. The marketing personnel have to find out the places where the buyers exist, establish contacts with them, and maintain cordial relations with them. Students, establishing contacts with the buyers is an ongoing process and has to be undertaken continuously. Number 4, negotiations. Once contact with the buyer is established, the seller has to enter into discussions with the prospective buyers to finalize the terms relating to the quantity, quality, and price of the product, the time, mode of transport, risk coverage, etc. At this stage, offers and counter-offers are made till a final agreement is reached. The process of reaching some point of common understanding through offers and counter-offers can be called negotiations. Number 5, entering into a contract. Students, be aware that when the terms and conditions of sale are finalized, the buyers and sellers enter into a contract to buy and sell so that the ownership of the goods passes legally from the seller to the buyer. Even though buying and selling functions of marketing have been studied and analyzed as two different functions, they are in actual practice complementary to each other. Note, there cannot be selling without buying and vice versa. They are the two sides of the exchange transaction, and one cannot exist without the other. Questioned. 3 trends need to be considered for selling. 1. Can new technology be used to make salespeople more effective in their profession? 2. Are there situations where direct personal selling is no longer effective, and what happens in this case? 3. Are there changes in the structure of industries that mean the sales role must be redefined? True or false? If you've indicated true, that is correct. The questions must be answered. Let us now turn our attention over to the prerequisites of effective selling. These are: know your company, know your product, know your competitors and their products, know your customers, and know the process of selling. Types of selling. There are 3 main types of selling. These are industrial selling, service selling, and retail selling. The types of selling varies across customers, situations, and the nature of commodity dealt in. That is, product or service, and the resources and objectives of the company. When customers are end users of the products are sold through retail markets. For industrial products, the salespeople of a company or distributors are appointed to deal with customers. These customers may be direct customers, retailers, or agents. Type 1. Industrial selling. Under industrial selling, marketing transactions take place between at least 2 companies, both of which seeks to generate favors from the business. That is why industrial selling is also termed as business-to-business selling. Industrial selling is more complex and time-consuming because a salesperson has to negotiate with a number of individuals representing the buying organization, particularly in large firms. Needless to mention, goods that are dealt in this kind of selling are industrial in nature. In large industrial units, buying decision may not be entrusted with a single individual, but with a number of individuals who take the buying decision jointly. But in some cases, each of them may want to satisfy their personalized needs. For example, a purchase manager of a firm may be more interested in price, distribution schemes, credit terms, etc., as compared to the manufacturer or the research and development manager who would focus more on the quality of the product. Type 2. Service selling. Service selling has some distinctive properties vis-a-vis product selling. One major characteristic feature of service selling is that of service creation, where selling takes place simultaneously. In product selling, these two are separate incidents. Number one, a doctor or a lawyer advises and suggests remedies to their clients simultaneously. And number two, an insurance agent selling insurance products to a customer persuades him to purchase and only then sells it. This is because service is more of an activity or performance designed to evolve and solve specific problems of customers. Selling service encompasses a number of features, and customer satisfaction depends on getting the expected results in performance of all these features. For instance, a transport company can satisfy a customer only by packaging, labeling, delivering, risk-taking, insuring, and offering various logistics services. Students, be careful to note that service selling involves a lot of variability and needs careful maneuvering of each selling operation. A courier firm provides multiple services like dispatching letters, money orders, delivering parcels, managing cargo operations, etc. Type 3. Retail selling. Retail selling, popularly known as retailing, involves activities both in selling goods as well as services. Thus, it aims to deliver the finished goods to the customers for personal or business use. Retailing is the last stage of distribution. It facilitates the adoption process of products or services by consumers and aids in creating value addition to the merchandise to make it more attractive and acceptable to the consumers. Retail selling may take the form of in-store retailing or non-store retailing. In-store retailing. Selling takes place from a physical location in a market, whereas non-store retailing is based on door-to-door selling, mail order selling, telephonic selling, and selling through the internet. Some of the common services attached to retail selling involve procuring needed items, arranging transportation, storing and assorting the goods, grabbing and packaging, labeling, risk-taking, selling, servicing, financing, complaints, and returns handling. Students, note carefully that retail selling includes the total bundle of benefits offered to consumers in terms of locational advantage of the store, parking facilities, retail ambience, in-stock position, shelf pacing given to brands, product availability, product quality, imparting adequate information to customers, product customization, logistics support to customers, building customer relationship, and after-sales service where needed. Students, we have come to the end of today's lesson on selling. I hope that the information provided has intrigued your interest. Let us turn our attention over to the lesson exercise for today. Number 1, considering the following. Know your company, know your product, know your competitors and their products, know your customers, know the process of selling. Why is it important to have knowledge of each when doing business in sales? Justify your answer in no more than 35 words each. Number 2, identify 3 techniques of selling as it relates to salesmen and their approaches to selling, merchandising and adjusting of price policy, and methods of maintaining good customer and firm relationships. I want to thank you for paying apt attention and thank you for allowing me to be your tutor for today. My name is Ms. Nisha Bamfield and see you at another session.